Welcome to our F1 Manager McLaren series as we are now on episode 18 and heading to Qatar off the back of the Japanese Grand Prix in Suzuka, where somehow Lando manages to continue his point scoring run, and even better, the Alpines failed to score. So as we've said, we really shouldn't be scoring points with this car now. It's really ranked 8th on the grid, but Lando manages to find a way still, and in the last Grand Prix we gained 2 points. And as I say, Alpine scoring none, so somehow we're holding on to 5th place. We really shouldn't be. Alpine should be moving into 5th place. As we can see here, we're currently on 54 points, gaining that 2 points from Japan. Alpine gaining nothing, so we've now got a 13-point advantage with just a few races to go. So very important, those points that Lando keeps picking up. I did think 5th wasn't going to be possible in the championship, but there's a real chance now. So as we said, Qatar is up next, and we've just got 6 races left of the season. So if you're jumping in for the first time or you're back but you're not yet subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button, like the video, and get involved in the comments. Really helps the channel out. Let's jump in to this next episode and head towards the Grand Prix in Qatar. So we've just had a front wing research project complete, so we're ready to go in and do another research project. The 4 parts being affected by our regulation changes next year is the 2 wings, the front and rear, the underfloor and suspension. So as we've just done a front wing, we may as well jump in and research a suspension. And we'll put 1 CFD 17 wind tunnel hours on that one. And low speed again is where we're going to be losing the benefit next year. So that's where we want to make the most gains. Medium, slight bit on high speed. We're naturally going to gain on brake, airflow and drag reduction. So we'll go with that. 1 engineer. It's going to take 40 days and cost us $1.3 million. And that will be all we do in terms of design and research before this next Grand Prix, because the next design will be completed in 14 days and the Grand Prix is in 11 days. So that's all we're going to be doing on design and research before this next race weekend. So just jumping into the finances and looking at the cost cap, we're still on track to remain within that, but we've just got to monitor that a little bit closely now as we head towards the back end of the season. So it looks like we may have some structural damage to our factory, so we are going to have to approve a factory shutdown for 9 days, which isn't going to be too great for us, but I think it's one of those things we're just going to have to commit to. Right, so we've had our scouting completed for head of aeros, Diego Tondi, and he is looking at 2.7 million. Buyout fee would be minimal because his contract's coming to an end. So let's have a look in terms of our head of aeros. So 2.7, a lot less than that. So I think we should just renew. I think we should go into this and renew contract. Get this done and dusted. What is old Peter saying? He's declined that. He wants a bit more salary. Let's go for 2.1. Blind. Very interesting. 2.35. Still declining it. Well, you what, Peter? We've had enough of that. Let's go into this. No, it's slightly. I know it's more, but no, we're getting closer and closer to that. So let's have a look on next season. Go to 3.2. Go back to Peter. Ah, he's declined. A lot, aren't they? He's at now at 3.2. What's 3.2? Okay. Go for 2.5 million. That's still 750,000 cheaper. But he's still not having it. 2.75. And we'll go back. Oh, he's not interested. He's had enough. Enough of the negotiations. Well, he is being a little bit too demanding. Let's say that. See if we can get this one across the line. There we go, accepted. It's probably, we don't know what Peter would have accepted in the end, but we were getting close to 3 million, so 500,000 more. Unfortunately, Peter, you're losing your role. Diego Tondi. Probably butchering that, but he will be our head of aero for next year. So the structural analysis of the factory has now been completed and it has showed various signs of structural damage. So it looks like we've got a bit of a repair job to do here. Well, it's going to cost us 216,000, so we'll go in and approve that issue. Right, let's set our performance targets then. Qualifying position 14th with 1. I think that's still acceptable. Not going to set a fastest lap, although we have done that from time to time, and we're still on this qualifying streak of finishing at least 13th or higher, so we've done 1 out of 3 for that. So with that, we're pretty good, and we're ready to jump into practice for the Qatar Grand Prix. Lando's out. Let's get Piastri out, and let's chase down some of these setups and see how long these cars are going to last. We've got a red flag. Not showing us why at the moment. Hamilton's out. So Lewis Hamilton's out. He must have lost it. Unfortunately, we don't get a replay and we lose the last 20 minutes of that session. However, the cars were still running. So that's a good little experiment. Even if you've got 1%, it will allow you to run that part until it's to 0% in terms of it won't fail on track. But next session, you won't be able to use it. So 1% parts, that's absolutely fine to keep running them. Let's jump in to the second practice session. Oh, we have gone and done it again. We completely forgot we were in a sprint weekend and we only managed to get about 50% setup satisfaction. I mean, driver preparation, actually. So as you can see, the driver confidence here, not very good at all for both of these. I think it's sitting around 50% because we only had 1 practice session and that practice session was only 40 minutes because of the red flag. And we got very poor setups on the first run with both of them. So we are in an awful, dreadful state as we jump in to qualifying. Here we go then. Oscar Piastri starting his second run here. He is in the drop zone at the moment. Lando Norris in 14th. So Oscar certainly needs to go quicker. I think Lando needs to go quicker as well. So we're looking for green sectors to see if we can get into Q2. Both on a fresh set of softs. And not a good first sector for Oscar there. 27.4. Lando does go quicker. Extremely quicker as well. So Oscar's had a moment there and it's looking unlikely to get out of Q1 here. Yeah, 27.4. That's a big difference. 7 to 8 tenths difference there.
Good job. Let's check it.
So Bottas, Gasly and Zhou are not going to go faster though. So Sonoda might. Oscar's still, yeah, he's just not going quicker, Oscar. Going to be a poor lap from Oscar. Lando needs to find a little bit. He is going quicker. What was the middle? 30.2. 8 tenths in that. Why is Oscar so slow? Oscar comes across the line, doesn't improve as expected, so he's going to start 18th in the sprint. What does Lando do? Does go quicker into the top 10 for now, but will make it comfortably through to Q2. Here we go then, Lando starting his second flying run in Q2. First one was done on scrub softs though, so we're now on a fresh set. Hoping to see some green sectors and possibly get into Q3. Gonna be hard work considering where the car is now, but let's see what we can do with Lando here. Not going quicker. Come on, Lando. Fresh softs and we're not improving. I think our performance targets, we need to finish at least 13th or above. And that's now going to be difficult with the lap Albon's put in.
Okay, Lando, that is the checkered flag, so we are box this lap.
Need a green middle sector here. And we do get one, so there's a chance of improvement here. Need 4 attempts to Hulkenberg. Ricciardo's finished. Well, did go quicker, but hasn't improved in terms of his grid position. Ocon slightly improved, so yeah, we need to find about 4 attempts to make an impression here with Lando. What do we do then as we cross the line? Has he gone quicker? He has, but not enough to go up in the grid. So close to Ocon, but we are going to start the sprint in 14th. That's the end of the second practice session, and the cars, as we know, when it's a sprint weekend, were in parc fermé, so not a lot we could do. Bit of front wing angle that we did change, and that did make a little bit of a difference. We got Lando's setup satisfaction to 78%, Oscar's to 68%. So overall, that's giving Lando now a driver preparation of 80% and Oscar of 74%. So not too bad, a lot better from where we were after that first practice session. And confirmation, as we said, Lando 80% driver prep and Oscar 74% as we jump into the sprint race. So we're about to jump into the sprint race with Lando starting 14th, Oscar in 18th, and we're going to go for the same strategy, which is softs. So we could go mediums and push those a bit harder, but we want to be on that softer tyre, so we're actually going to start on softs, and we're both going to be on light to begin with, and we'll see how we manage the tyres from there. With that said, let's jump into the Sprint Grand Prix.
Here in Qatar.
Here we go then. Underway in the sprint.
Out, and away we go.
19 laps of this race. Let's see what we can achieve. Hopefully get up the grid a little bit further for the race. Going to drop positions and probably will do over this first few laps. As I say, we are on light in terms of our tyres here. You can already see Norris and Piastri dropping down the grid as the AI will be pushing hard on their tyres to begin with. But the plan here is just to really stick in with the DRS when it opens up. And then we can start to push on the tyres a little bit harder in the race. Lando now in 16th, Piastri down to 19th.
Not easy to overtake. It doesn't matter, doesn't matter.
If we look at the tyres, even halfway through this first lap, we've already got a 2% advantage on most of the grid. So, we're going to be slow to begin with, but let's see how it balances out. Go back to stand with Piastri, put some deployment on.
Keep looking after the tyre.
And get past Guan Yu Zhou. At least move ourselves off the rear of this race. Down in dead last, 20th at the moment. And there's a gap forming between Zhou and Tsunoda. Oscar going to go for a move down here. Thinking about it. Not the place to make a move really there. Losing so much time here now. Come on, Oscar, you got to get this done now. He's struggling, isn't he? Can't get it done. Tracks to the inside. This looks like it should be job done now. And we'll get the DRS just to help us pull away as well. We'll do is we'll harvest down the bottom there.
Recharge on. Yeah. Perfect.
Bottas will be slow now, so we need to get past him. Back onto Gasly here. Very hard to overtake. Hulkenberg is pitting. That's a surprise. So are the AI are going to one stop in this race then? As Danny Rick has had a lock-up, so that's gained us a position.
Turn 6.
Must be Gasly on him here, and he's locked up.
Very heavy on the brakes.
I see Lando following him through as well. Does Piastri get past as well? He does indeed. A big mistake there for Danny Rick. We're now running 14th and 16th respectively with Norris and Piastri. Lando spun.
I let you down, my bad.
Oh
Yep,
no,
okay.
Lando. That might be his first mistake all season.
Things were going smoothly.
What has happened here? He's just lost at Lando.
And that certainly wouldn't.
Probably the strategy gone as well, I'd imagine there, tyre-wise. What, we're at 56%? Don't think we can make those last now, can we? Yeah, I'm just going to leave him out. I might even retire the car, to be fair. We'll see what happens. But we've got 7 laps left. And to pit now would give us, what, 20 seconds. So would be dead last and quite a bit even off Ricciardo. So, yeah, that's ruined Lando's race. So I think we just keep on the strategy we're on. Just conserve the tyre life and see where we end up. Gasly's got good advantage on tyres against these guys, so it doesn't look like these guys are pitting now, but let's wait and see. So Tsunoda down to 27% on his tyres now. See if Oscar can make the move past him.
Use deploy.
Other than that, it's then 5 seconds up the road, so there's probably not going to be much more that we can do than that. Oscar DRS, if he can make this move stick, kind of needs to.
2 laps to go now.
And there we go, Oscar finds himself up to 15th. Lando's also got past Joe, so he's now in 17th. Don't think we're going to get close enough to make any moves, unfortunately. Unless there are punctures, that'll be handy indeed. Verstappen has won. He's already finished the race.
Max Verstappen over the finish line.
Charles Leclerc in second, Perez third, Alonso fourth. Sainz going to be fifth to round out that top 5. Took a second out of Sargent here. Into 15% on his tyres. It's not going to be enough though, is it? Needed another lap in this race. And we would have been in a good window then. But a poor race for our guys. Lando, a big mistake has cost him dearly. He's going to finish 17th and start the race in 17th. Piastri, not too bad in the end, finishes 15th. And that's where we will start the race. So here are the sprint results there. Max Verstappen wins. Charles Leclerc in second, but will take a grid penalty for the full race. Perez third, Alonso fourth, Sainz in fifth, Stroll sixth, Hamilton seventh, Russell eighth, Magnussen ninth, and Albon in 10th. And as you can see there, not too many overtakes. Perez got Fernando and Stroll got Hamilton, and that was it in the top 10. A little bit more movement here. Which is Danny Ricciardo. That big mistake dropped him down to last and 5 places. Lando dropped 3 places. He would have been in a good position without that mistake. I think he would have been up around these Alpines, so that's cost us dearly. And Piastri, not too bad in the end, up 3 places, so started 18th and finishes 15th, and he will start the full race in front of Lando. So as he head into the Qatar Grand Prix, a bit of a split strategy, although both drivers are going to start on the hards. I've been promoted a little bit due to some grid penalties, so Norris now starting in 16th, Piastri 14th, As you see, we're both going to start on the hards. We're going to push those hards. Piastri, he's a little bit harder on his tyres, so he's then going to switch over to the mediums. A light run in the middle stint, and then an aggressive run at the end on a second set of mediums. Lando's going light on that middle stint on softs, and then light on softs at the end. But with Lando, he's normally good on his tyres, so we will balance this out. We'll see how far we can get these hards. We may be able to extend that. If we're in traffic, we can come off attack. So we'll see how it goes, and maybe we can go hard, soft, softs, but we can push a little bit more than light on these softs once we get to that final stint. But we'll see how the race goes. With that, we are ready to jump in to the Qatar Grand Prix. Here we go then. 3 lights, 4, 5. Held for a while there.
Lights out.
And underway.
And away we go.
Piastri battling away here. 14th for Piastri, 16th for Norris. We're remaining as we were at the moment. So I went for hards. The reason I didn't go for softs, the overtaking is very difficult in the sprint. So I thought if we go hards and maybe go long, we'll see what we can do, especially being at the back of the grid here. So we're going to see how that plays out. But as I say, Lando's been on a great point scoring run, and that may be difficult as Tsunoda sneaking one up on the inside here. And Tsunoda's going to get past Oscar very quickly. So Oscar looking pretty slow to begin with, but we are on those hard tyres.
Here's the replay.
Tsunoda on the softs. So he's 2 tyre steps softer than us, so we're expecting him to get quickly past us, and he does. He obliges. So Tsunoda takes us up into 15th. So it's going to be a longer stint on this first stint for us. And we'll just see how they go now, because they're 15th and 16th. But as I say, Lando's been on a great point scoring run. But he's going to have to pull off a little bit of a miracle here to get points today. But we'll see how we go. We've got Danny Rick looking to make a move. Danny Rick was on the tyre screen there. He's on mediums. So we're the only ones on hard. So theoretically, we should be slowest as Danny Rick gets past his old teammate, Lando Norris, and so does Charles Leclerc, who's got past us as well.
Let's take a closer look. And we're watching Daniel Ricciardo. The opportunity begging to be taken.
Well, there we go, lost 2 positions. I don't know if we'll see it on the same replay here. I think Charles just dipped it in the inside
and
here.
Daniel Ricciardo moves up the field.
Charles must have took, as Danny Rick's going to get past Piastri now, so we're very slow on these hards, but way to go. Yeah, Charles must have took 15-20 place grid penalty because he qualified second, as Danny Rick now gets past Piastri.
Right, we're down at turn 5. The opportunity's there.
And Charles Leclerc will be quickly following Danny Rick past Piastri. But we are conserving tyres and we're on the slowest tyres, so already, you know, you look at these soft runners, they're down to 90%, the mediums 92. So we're going to be slow at this phase of the Grand Prix. Hopefully it comes back to us later on. But we are just going to have a little bit of a push, because I don't want to be getting stuck behind these Alfa Romeos if we can help it. But that might be a little too late. No, we should be fine with that.
Stay close.
Oh, Bottas thinking about it. Is he going to make this move stick? No, he's not. But Charles Leclerc finally gets past
Here we
Piastri.
go, heading into turn 1. It's there for the taking.
We're very much going backwards, but don't forget,
And Leclerc moves on up.
we looked at 5 or 6 different strategies, and this was the quickest strategy, or Lando's was at least the second quickest as Oscar's. So this is fine at the moment. Head of the tyre curve where we need to be, so we can push these on a bit now.
Okay to close the gap.
Yeah, close to Lando's getting here. Are we going to get a move done? Don't take each other out. And there we go. We don't need to implement any team orders. Lando's took it into his own hands. And we've got that move done. So we stay in our respective positions in terms of 17th and 18th in McLaren, but we've had a driver swap. Lando now 17th, Oscar 18th. Come on, Lando. Let's see what we can do here. Need to get past Danny Rick because Tsunoda's now 2.3 seconds up the road, although he is on soft, so I'm not too worried about Tsunoda. But we really need to be getting into this battle with Sarge and Ocon. Our rivals, which is Gasly, is scoring a point at the moment at Alpine, but Leclerc is going to be past him pretty shortly. So on board with Lando, hopefully getting a move done here on Ricciardo. Ricciardo goes defensive very early. Is there enough room still on this inside to make it work? It looks like there is. Lovely, and Lando through. Is Ricciardo finding a back though? Got to keep in there on this inside. Well, we've got the replay that we've overtaken, but it's not quite finished yet. Danny Rick finally is beaten there by Lando, as he was when they were teammates. Sweet. We're really hoping is some of these drivers will switch to hards, and we'll have a good tyre advantage for the rest of the race. Lando getting very close now to Yuki. Yuki, I think one of the drivers needing to pit probably in the next few laps. Alonso leading the Grand Prix, but he is on softs, so don't expect that to finish that way. Lando looks like this is going to be pretty easy with the DRS. And we've got that one done as we'll harvest into his first corner. Bring back some battery life. Hopefully no mistakes here from the pit crew. We need a nice clean stop. And no, of course. Don't we love it? Don't we love it? We love the pit crew. Jack problem there.
We see Piastri's team standing by. However, they can't seem to jack the car up.
It's the worst replay as well, the jack one. Makes no sense, but there you go. No tiredness again for the pit crew coming into this one. We've done the training, and yeah, heading into this, they were, I think there's something like 12% on the tiredness. Chance of mistake very low. And every time we've done that for the last few Grand Prix, they've made a mistake on Piastri's car for some unbeknown reason. Come on, you beautiful boys and girls of the pit crew. I need a clean one here. Oh my goodness, what am I going to do with this bloody pit crew? They're pathetic. Oh my god. What is going on? My pit crew were better when they were exhausted every race.
McLaren's team get called into action.
Oh my goodness.
Ah, but the car isn't released properly.
What is going on? Oh, what a nightmare this is. Jesus Christ. Well, let's put us in a predicament, isn't it? Now, so Norris gets past Joe, so does Tsunoda.
Now this was on the straight.
There we go, checking from outside back to inside. Past Joe, who's slow as it is, and he's on very old tyres. So Lando past him and back into 17th.
Yo Guan Yu is the
Yet to
focus
pit,
here.
and
Nothing wrong so far.
locking up.
Struggling with the car. What caused that?
Running very long on that first stint is Joe. 24% in his tyres. I think he'll be coming in at the end of this lap.
Now
As
we can see
Piastri
what
gets him, I'd
happened.
imagine he was just held there,
So
was
we're
he, when he
heading
locked
now
up?
into turn 5. Can they squeeze by?
Yeah, just held on the corner as we saw him, so Piastri is now up to a whopping 18th here. There you go, this isn't looking too bad at all. about on the outside here is Lando.
And recharge on, recharge on.
And done. Nice move. Yuki went aggressive to the inside. Lando took the outside and job done there. Come on, let's see how long this pit stop takes our pit crew. I mean, at this rate, sub 7 seconds is absolutely blistering speed for these guys and girls. Way! 2.6. They can do it. They can do it when he's 19th. No pressure. Yellow flag. What should be a safety car now? I've pitted him. Long yellow flag. Still a yellow flag. Oh yes, Esteban. That's what we like. Our rivals for 5th in the constructors. Frenchman's dropped it. Found a lot of rubber there. A little bit more than a wheel spin, I think, Esteban. Selling porcupines out there. Get a bit of an undercut going on Hulkenberg. Can't remember what it was now. Was it about 6.5 seconds? Let's call it 7 seconds. See what it is when we are on the same number of pit stops. What's Hulkenberg working on here? Medium, so he's a few laps off, but he'll be coming back in. Oh, look at that. They're warmed up now. They're warmed up now, aren't they, down there? That's a bit frustrating, though. Just Bottas. Where's Ricciardo? There is safety Ricciardo. Okay, that's fine. We should get past Bottas relatively quickly, and then we've got 10 seconds to eat into. Now we want this on attack, of course.
Stay close.
So these are going to be out in front of us, no problems. Where is Piastri going to be in relation to Tsunoda? He is going to be past him. On to Danny Rick.
More lift and coast. Copy.
Tsunoda right behind us, who's on some fresher tyres. Piastri getting past here. This is looking pretty good for Oscar. Come on, Oscar, gotta get this done. Got leaders coming through as well. That'll slow Tsunoda up, which will be quite nice. That Stroll now coming with Charles and Alonso fighting. So Piastri 60, Lando 50,
Right
14 seconds between them as we see that Piastri move on Danny Rick.
There's the opening.
There we go, nice job from Oscar.
But hang
Yes,
on, there's an issue
slow
with the
rear
rear
left.
left tyre.
That's handy as well. So now Logan and Hulkenberg have slow pit stops. Stroll is now 18 seconds back, so Lando's not got to move out of the way for a while now. Piastri has got Tsunoda all over him. We're expecting that now. These are on softs as well, so interesting. Don't think they'll be able to lean on those softs too hard, to be fair. But we'll see. Piastri 2.6 stop again, so that's good. We've got Carlos Sainz in there behind us. And Charles Leclerc in front of us. I'll leave Piastri on... Yeah, I'll leave him on aggressive for now. Just to check whether that's going to make it to the end. Yes, not too quick, but no errors. So 2.8, we take that. So we're expecting to be out behind Tsunoda. We can be in front of him, that would be lovely. And we might well be. So that is a little bit of a bonus. Ah, Oscar finally gets Bottas.
Right, we're at turn 14 here. The opportunity's
Got a
there.
Merc coming up to lap us, but Oscar gets the job done on Bottas.
And the McLaren there.
Sargent being towed along there by Alonso. Anyone else's tyres shot up and down the grid here? No, but the positive for us is Gasly or Ocon's not going to score points.
Not easy
Excuse
to
me.
overtake.
Get back in the rhythm.
It's been a bad race for us, but the overall... Oh, it's a puncture. Puncture for Sargent. Sargent's got a puncture, so we are into 14th, and Oscar will be promoted to 17th. There we go, very slow moving Williams.
Let's take a closer look. Look at the McLaren driver here. The opportunity begging to be taken. And up into 14th
There we
they
go.
go.
Norris gets past because Logan picks up that puncture. I think we would have got him anyway. He's pushed those tyres too long. Don't think anyone else is in danger of that. But Norris looks like he's going to claim 14th. Norris is now going to finish in 14th. As we see him come across the line. So disappointing
checkered flag,
14.
so we
Joe
are
can't get past
boxed back.
Sargent though because Joe is finished. And here we go. Logan Sargent waves to his adoring fans with his left rear puncture. And there we have it. Piastri's going to be 16th. But here we have it. As we always say, Mr. Inevitable, Max Verstappen wins again. Perez second, taking the fastest lap as well. Charles Leclerc, look at that, up 17 places. So he did start dead last and manages to get third. What a drive that is. Fernando Alonso down 1, finishes 4th. Carlos Sainz finishes 5th. Stroll in 6th. Russell 7th. Hamilton 8th. And Magnussen is on a great scoring run. Finishes 9th, get another 2 points. And Williams score again, but they're in a little battle with Haas. So they actually lose out to Haas by them gaining an additional point. And as we say, not a great drive for our drivers. Unfortunately, Oscar again was done really by that early pit stop error. And then we switched to a free stop for both drivers. Oscar down 2, Lando up 2. We've not really got the pace in the car, so probably round about where we should be finishing. So going to be pretty dull last few races. I think we've got 5 to go now, and then we're on to 2024 and hopefully a much faster car challenge for some podiums. Drivers' Championship, so Max significant lead now, 143 points over his teammate Perez, who moves into second place. So although Charles Leclerc has a stellar drive there, he does move down in third, but only a point between these two. So second place looks like it's just going to be between these two. Sainz 50 odd points off now with 5 races to go. Still a chance. Unlikely, I'd say. Alonso is in 5th, all on his own, so he's going to finish at least 5th. He might be able to grab 4th. Stroll 6th, and he's in a battle with the 2 Mercedes, Hamilton and Russell, 3 points between the Mercedes drivers. Lando Norris carries on in 9th because the Alpines didn't score, and those below us have not got enough points in terms of K-Mag, so we've still got a 24-point margin on Esteban Ocon. So I think that should be enough for us to secure 9th in the Drivers' Championship now for Lando. And as we see it, K-Mag scoring 2 again, so that might be 2 points in each of the last 5 races. Certainly the last few races he's been scoring points, so Haas definitely, as we've sort of come down the rankings, Haas have come up and developed that car quite well, and Albon gets Williams' 3rd point of the season as well. So K-Mag the only scorer for Haas, Hülkenberg no points, and Albon the only scorer for Williams. Constructors, Red Bull, that's wrapped up. Ferrari, as we always say each week on each episode, they're pretty set in the places, these top 4. So Red Bull 1st, Ferrari 2nd, Aston Martin 3rd, Mercedes 4th. And as I say, we retain 5th and keep the same margin of 13 points with Alpine not scoring. So we have got a good chance now of keeping 5th, because Alpine, when they do score, it's only sort of between 8th, 9th and 10th. So yeah, there's a chance we hold on to 5th. We definitely are going to finish 6th. As I say, Haas on a nice little point scoring run now. They're now in 7th, so it looks like they might be well on their way to securing 7th in the championship. Williams getting another point, so they're 8th. AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo yet to score. Unlikely to score. So another episode in the books, and as I say, a pretty dull one. We just didn't have the pace round there. We did try a 3 stop, but I think even a 2 stop wouldn't have worked. Just lacking that pace, and Lando unable to score points. which is unlike him. He normally outperforms the car, but he probably brought the car home basically near enough where it is at the moment. So as I say, not the most thrilling race weekend, this one, but we've only got a few left now, and hopefully we've got a much stronger car for 2024. But as always, if you've jumped into this episode and you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop me some comments, and we'll be back with the next episode very shortly.